Hello everyone, welcome to Red, White, and Blue Woodworking, and today I'm going to show you how I made a 12.5 foot bar table. This is the second part. The first part is also on my channel, so make sure to go subscribe and go check that one out. After that I moved over to cutting the rails that will go underneath the tabletop and run between the two sets of legs. Here I'm just cutting them to 12 feet each, just leaving some room for overhang on either side of the tabletop. So the reason I'm adding some of these extra pieces to the bottom of the legs is because I made a measurement error, and this is the part I was talking about earlier that I missed filming for the larger 33-inch pieces, but here are some pieces that I'm going to cut to 4 inches and attach to the bottom of the legs in order to give it enough length to fit stools under. After that I moved over to chamfering the top of the table. So this may not look super stable at first, but give it some time and I'll show you how I made it stable. I was really just improvising here and just drove 4 3.5-inch screws in either side, and I puttied those up because these were going to be painted black, and they actually turned out to be very strong. So these boards didn't turn out perfectly flat, and I had to plane some of them down, and obviously I couldn't fit 13-foot boards through a little lunchbox planer, so I just used my Bosch handheld electric planer, and this made quick work of it, although it did leave some lines because I'm not very good with this. I'm pretty inexperienced when it comes to these, and those had to be sanded out. I had to throw this part in here because I just wanted to show the struggle that it was to move this thing. It was so heavy that I was always having trouble lifting this thing down, and I know it doesn't look like it from the camera angle, but this thing was just ridiculously heavy. I used several different sandpaper grits on this tabletop, starting with 80 grit because there was a lot of defects in the wood, moving to 120, 180, and 220, then 320. Here I am lifting it on the base just to see how it looks before I put any stain on here, and obviously you can tell how long this table is. I'm over 6'2", and this thing is easily double my height, so that just shows how long this table is. After I was happy with the way it looked, I moved over to staining it, and I had some more help on this part. We just used some special walnut stain from Minwax. You can get it at Lowe's, probably Home Depot. But the stuff worked great. I used 2 coats of this. I recommend doing a second coat whenever you are doing anything with construction lumber and using stain. Here I'm using a large bit to make some holes for some larger bolts that are going to be attached to the tabletop. These pieces are going to be used as braces between the rails that will be attached to the tabletop. So in order for these screws not to show on the outside for the rails, I'm using pocket holes. This was an easy solution, and this also provided more stability to the middle to keep it from warping. I'm hoping it doesn't warp over time. We did check, but I have some extra pieces that I will add in between and bracing to keep it from warping if it happens. So I am prepared for that, but here I'm just attaching the tabletop. Only had this clip of me attaching the tabletop because it's really hard to get an angle underneath the table. But after I did that, that just about wraps everything up. That just about wraps everything up for this video. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Sorry it took me 2 weeks to get this video out, but there's a part 1 and 2, so make sure to get the second video. And until next time.